mentioned the topic of greed, which I think is pretty fundamental to this whole issue. And I want to sort of refer to it as a pull factor in mining. We need to bear in mind that it's not the Indians and the Chinese and the Japanese who are using our resources, it's us. We're the ones who are buying the goods that they're making, and it's our consumerist society that is forcing that demand. Us and America and Europe and pretty much everywhere else in the world, except of course Africa. The Baha'i writings say the unrestrained exploitation of natural resources is merely a symptom of an overall sickness of the human spirit. And I would put to you that spirit is, we call it in environmental circles consumerism. We in religious communities would refer to it as materialism, or as David said, greed. And material development must serve not only the body, but the mind and the spirit as well. And at the present moment, it of course is entirely unbalanced, dealing only with the body. But there are push factors as well. And there's been some references to coal seam gas, which is a good example of the push factors. Those companies who are putting in the coal seam gas wells could also invest in wind farms. But the profits from wind farms come more slowly than the profits from coal seam gas. Our corporate governance rules in Australia say that a board of directors is obliged to maximise the wealth of its shareholders. That's basically its only responsibility. Regardless of whether that's in the interests of its customers, its employees, or the broader society, it's the investors whose wealth is maximised. Basically, that could be read as, if it's legal and it's to the benefit, the short-term benefit of our shareholders, we have to do it. Which means that companies do pretty much whatever they can get away with. David also referred to economic models. Again, I just want to go back to the Baha'i writings. Society must develop new economic models. Such economic systems will be strongly altruistic and cooperative in nature. They will provide meaningful employment and will help to eradicate poverty in the world. So they're not going to be based on the magic market. It's a term I use to refer to our view that the markets will solve anything. And 2008 is a great example of how much the markets can solve. There's a fundamental issue, and this is of intergenerational equity. There is a strong body of opinion which suggests that we have already reached the peak extraction rates of oil. And I was looking at a documentary on Friday night which indicated that by the end of the century we will have reached peak on most of the resources that we're extracting. That's within the lifetime of my grandchildren. And the Baha'i writings link the preservation and reclamation of the Earth's resources with both protection of the physical world and the heritage of future generations. The two are entirely indivisible. So by effectively stealing from future generations, we're enriching ourselves and forcing them into great poverty. I just want to finish this last point and say that we can't do this in isolation. Australia by itself can't achieve any real resolution of this because these issues are now very much global issues. And until we see a change in the nature of world governance, there will not be any possibility of achieving fundamental change in these matters in Australia. So the world governing body of the Baha'i Faith, the Universal House of Justice, says that on a government level, global cooperation of the family of nations in devising and adopting measures designed to preserve the ecological balance of this earth that was given to us by its creator is essential. And I would suggest that the only means that can be done is by recognising the oneness of humanity and the fact that we are, we're all in this together, and that we have to resolve this problem as brothers globally and world citizens. Thank you.